Hello there. How are you doing today?
Good, how are you?
Good, good.
May I take a seat here?
My name is Jace Lacaille. I am a representative of 451 LLC. How are you doing today?
I'm great.
Good, good. What is your name?
Melissa.
Melissa, pleasure meeting you, Melissa. My name is Jace. Alejandro is not here today,
He's not.
unfortunately. Is he usually miss meetings like this?
He's had a lot going on and we just couldn't make it.
Right, okay. Well, I just want to kind of recap a little bit on our previous meeting. We kind of talked a lot about warehouse efficiencies and things like that. I just want to confirm a couple facts first. So in your warehouse, you're holding anywhere from 40 to 50,000 SKUs daily at a time?
Yeah, for the most part.
For the most part. Okay, you're using FIFO for that?
Sure. So we had a meeting scheduled, right? So
Okay.
I just didn't know for sure what we were going to talk about today.
Okay, cool. So I work with material handling. Today I'd really like to talk about kind of the efficiency of your warehouse, kind of spaces and things like that, and what you can do and the issues that you're having.
Okay.
So yeah, I just want to confirm some of these facts, and then we'll talk a little bit about yourself as well. So right now, what is your warehouse square footage?
100,000.
100,000 square feet, okay. And then you have anywhere from 25 to 30 forklifts operational at any time?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And then you just have a couple down right now. Are they still down? You know?
I've got 3 down, I think.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so those are just kind of some of the facts that we talked about last time, and I want to confirm. I do want to ask just a couple questions about you. How long have you been in this position with this company?
Oh, 13 years.
13 years, okay,
Yeah.
cool. So you've been in the same position for 13 years?
No, I've done lots of different things.
Lots of different things, okay. Do you plan on moving positions at all or anything like that? You're pretty stable in this position?
Not that I know of.
Not that you know of? Okay. All right, cool. So kind of one thing that we really want to talk about today is just some of the issues that you're having as a purchaser in a warehouse. Are you having like a really high turnover rate? Is there things that are kind of really that's bothering you right now in your warehouse?
A lot of it's, the personnel getting people here, we just had some challenges with COVID and just making sure that when my teams can be here, that everything's running so we are completely efficient.
Right. So with some of that COVID stuff, do you feel that you're happy with the COVID equipment that you have? Like signs, things that come in, temperature checks, things like that?
Yeah, it took us a long time to get our temperature check stuff.
Right. Oh, yeah, I can imagine. What about like signs and things like that, like things that say like 6 feet apart, anything like that? That's kind of a new venture that we're going into. Obviously, with everything going on right now, we're kind of going into the more signs, more of the highly electrical tapes, things like that, to kind of keep the safety and distance apart. So,
okay. What about plexiglass?
Yes, we do all the plexiglass stuff. We do everything like that. So, we have that to be available. We don't necessarily specialize in that.
So for me, one of the challenges I have is with COVID, knock people out pretty quickly, right? So I have to bring in these tents. These tents are not trained as well on, forklift safety. It's really hard to have people coming in and out, and not even to be able to run the forklifts, and it's don't have enough people that are skilled for that.
Right.
So that's been a big challenge for me.
So with that, so you'd say with the turnover, it's people that are being quarantined for 2 or 3 weeks, or you're actually like hiring new people?
Both.
Both?
Yeah.
Okay.
We've been busy.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Things are booming.
Right, yeah, especially in the food industry. I mean, it's huge. I think we got a couple people that we service around that do food, and that they have a massive amount. Their inventory is really growing. And that's one thing that I want to talk to you about your square footage here. With 100,000 square foot and going from 50 to 40 to 50,000 SKUs, we can really put a more efficient plan in there for you to bump up those SKUs to 60, 70,000 at a time if you're really growing it that much. And you don't plan on moving any kind of warehouse space, like you plan on staying in the same building here for quite a while?
We never know. I mean, we've got 100,000, we have the opportunity to expand, we'll see what the next couple of years bring.
Right. And so with that training program, we actually have a Yale certified training that a lot of people don't carry, so we can provide that for you. We service all the forklifts as well. We do new forklift sales, we do used forklift sales as well, but I think the biggest thing that we can help you with is the training aspect. We offer a great training program. It comes out with a lot of special pricing things going on because we do so much, and we can offer you so much. It depends on the package that you would want to do with efficiency wise. But I believe the training that we have could really help you out in those kind of situations.
Yeah, they Yale certified or Yale, what's that?
So Yale is our main manufacturer. We're a dealership. So a lot of companies that do their own safety training are not Yale certified or not operational or manufacturer certified. Yeah, so that's one thing that we do. We have a direct connection with the manufacturer. We're with them all the time. So we go with what their operational errors, like what you're doing, and we kind of customize a lot of our plans. So are you having a lot of operational error right now? Like you have a lot of forklifts down because of operational error, or is it more of a mechanical issue? Mechanical issue? Okay, cool. So we do have one of the best rated service teams in Nebraska right now, both online and with our customers as well. So we do a survey with our customers, and every time we usually get a really good review on our service and our service techs. We have like 25 to 30 combined years of experience with our techs as well. So with that, like kind of some things with our company, we've only been a company for about 20 years now. So with our service techs, we've had a couple that have been there with the whole time with us. So we have a lot of experience in that aspect of things. For myself, I've only worked there for about 2 years now. So I don't have a lot of experience, but I do have a team that's behind me and that's backed, and a team of engineers as well that I go to all the time and have great communication with.
How far do you have to book out to get those guys here?
What do you mean book out?
Like, how far up schedule do you get?
With a lot of those guys, so anywhere from 1 to 2 weeks right now. We're pretty packed up with everything going on, obviously. One of the biggest things with COVID is that people, a lot of our customers are not wanting to buy new forklifts because they're not sure of the future. They're going a lot more of the used and rental path of things. So we're using a lot of that time to work with those rentals and work with those used equipment to get those ready for people. So with those used forklifts down, are they fairly new, or have you been using them for quite a while?
About 3 or 4 years.
3 or 4 years? Okay, so they are fairly new, but you guys run like 23 hours a day, right? Like you guys.
We have old ones too, but those are like, we just try to, get them out after, we use them pretty hard.
Right, I can imagine, yeah. So what would say an average weight that you would use? I mean, obviously we deal with a lot, like one of our customers is Blueprint Engines, and they deal with SKUs that are over 1,500 pounds on a pallet. Do you deal with a lot of heavier weights like that, or is it more of an average to lighter weight?
We're not doing motors like that, we're just, doing a lot of food and.
Right, well, I was just talking about weight wise. I mean, are you doing like sacks of potatoes that are 800 pounds or on a pallet or anything like that, or is it more lighter SKUs?
Yeah, we mix of everything.
Mix of everything?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
If you think about clothes, we're selling a lot less than potatoes.
Right, yeah, exactly.
We're selling a lot of clothes with it.
Right. That's very true. Yeah, toilet paper shortages all the way around. So the reason why I asked that is just kind of depending on the kind of forklifts that you use. Like right now, for a lot of the lighter stuff, the electrical forklifts are really hot. So like LP gas and all those kind of things are kind of down right now. But for right now, the electrical forklifts for the lighter weights are up right now. And also with those lighter weights and those lighter forklifts, we can narrow your aisles down. And so that way you can put more aisles and more storage in there as an efficiency standpoint.
What's the amperage that they pull for those forklifts?
It depends on the motor and which one you get. What's based right on yours and your application. I'm gonna have to get back to you on the exact amperage, but I would say anywhere probably. I'll have to get back to that information. I'm not going to say anything that I don't know right now. So get back to the amperage.
Because I would worry, pulling in, say I've brought in 4 or 5, and I need to, say they're drawing 150 amps or so, or whatever. I need to know that because my service is probably not big enough to handle that in my facility.
The service is like for charging or for?
Yeah, so your electrical service,
Mhm.
you want to make sure that I will,
Right.
we're pretty packed in there.
Right.
We don't have a whole lot of room to expand, so just to make sure that my electrical one can handle that.
Right, and then we have engineers that can go through that kind of situation as well. We can help you with the electrical supply if that's an avenue that you would like to take.
Well, then you look at it though, as like the cost of having a new service upgrade, and then I'm getting new forklifts, and I could get one forklift that could cover it all, so I would just have to see the benefit of that.
Well, I mean, one of the benefits with that would be obviously the efficiency standpoint, right? Like the electrical is one of the most reliable forklifts that we have and that we own. You said you did have a couple down for mechanical issues. I'm assuming those are older forklifts that haven't been serviced right. So that can really come into play. And I mean, obviously that's a lot of downtime for you, right? You said you're moving 23 hours a day. You're trying to move these as fast as possible. That's 3 or 4 forklifts down. That is huge.
Yeah, when the guys gotta learn this new one, all they've been using the other one's forever.
Right, right. And that's, in any standpoint, that is a large deal. But I think with our training and our, everything that goes by, I think it's very easy. So,
If I purchase one of those, do you offer free training with it?
yes, we do. We offer a free training, everything like that, and then we offer a package of training as well with your other operational forklifts.
Is that 8-hour training, 4 hours, what?
That's going to be a 16-hour training program is what the manufacturer
Yeah.
what the manufacturer recommends, so. Yeah. And so with that training program, we will come in there, we will be hands-on with the training as well, and we will help those guys, you know, and obviously what is allowed with COVID going on, we will help those guys to the best of our ability.
Well, can you do it on the weekend, kind of pull them off the?
Yes, yes, we can. We work,
hours?
yeah, we work all the time, so definitely. What kind of other issues are you having as a purchaser?
I think for me, it's really making sure that things come when they're supposed to come. So if you tell me, hey, we're 4 weeks out on this,
Right.
that you deliver it 4 weeks. That's one. Because my guys would, you know, hey, I'm responsible, I have a budget, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm gonna go purchase this. And you said, hey, it's X price, which is really important to me too. And it's gonna come on next day. And if we miss that, then I have all the project managers yelling at me.
Okay.
And I don't like it.
No, I understand how it
I
goes, yeah.
don't have time for that, right? So I want to make sure, you know, your lead times are accurate, you know, you have good communication, good manufacturing support.
Mhm.
It's really important that, you know, like, if you don't have a good relationship with your manufacturer, then, you know, it's, other guys do.
Right.
So I want to be part of the team that has the best relationship with that manufacturer, because I know that if you have a good relationship, they're going to take care of you too.
Yeah, for sure. And we actually are the only EL dealership in Nebraska. So we are the only people that EL deals with in this particular state. So we have great manufacturer relationships, and we talk to the manufacturer all the time. So. And so one thing I would really like to do would be go through your warehouse and take some measurements. I think that by doing that, we can measure your aisle length and then measure your vertical height, and we could give you a really good racking package or something that would be a lot more efficient than what you have right now. Our engineers specialize in those kind of particular items, so I think that if I could take some measurements and then get back to you with some data, I think that would be really awesome.
Now, what's the time? Do I need to be there, or can somebody interview?
Jace is the warehouse manager, so I would like to go around with him and talk to him about how things are moving, you know, what issues he's having with forklifts moving in and out, people moving in and out, obviously, things not being aligned right, roadways being in the right way, you know, people moving the right direction, you know, things like that.
Do you need a commitment from him, and is there any cost associated with that?
No, that would just be me coming in there, taking measurements and, you know, getting a better plan of, or being a better picture about your operation.
Okay. And then, you said how long would that take?
Oh, that would just take a couple hours of me walking through there. Yeah, I've done this quite a few times of walking through warehouses, kind of seeing everything. I know what kind of measurements that I need to take and see where kind of your racking aligns, how your forklifts align with your racking, what kind of movements your forklifts are using through the racking and things like that, and what kind of comparative, what kind of SKUs you're using or what kind of weight you're using.
And then from there, you would put together something proposal?
Yes, I would put together a proposal of, after that, I would talk with Jace, and then we would get kind of a better proposal of what they would need based on what I've seen. So like inches of warehouse or inches of aisle space. Like if you have 5 or 6 extra inches of aisle space and you don't want to add an extra rack to it, then obviously we can move aisle spaces. We can do these kind of things to be more efficient in that standpoint. So just a couple things here. So like I said, I think one of the biggest value propositions that we have is efficiency. Over time, saving you money and being able to grow your business in the same vicinity that you have. Obviously, if you go to a bigger facility, things change, new racking, new everything like that. And then we will be there to help you along with that process as well. So I would like to talk about some of the ergonomics. Do you have a lot of people that are standing around doing picking, or a lot of people walking and moving all the time? Both?
Yep.
Okay, what kind of ergonomics do you have for the guys that are standing? Do you have like mats underneath there for them standing and all that kind of fun stuff? Okay. Do you have a lot of back injuries? Or a lot of people that go out with back injuries or because they're standing a lot?
Well, slip, trips, and falls are number one, right? So I would say that, you know, we spend a lot of time on focusing on safety. We're incentivized on safety. we make sure that our teams know. And so we're very proud of having a very, small people with safety issues in the company. I would say, even the guys in front, they're using stand-up desks, things like that. So.
I think a statistic that would really help you in this situation, we work with Parker a lot, and we implemented our training programs and some of the ergonomics, and they've actually seen about a 15% decrease in accidents from last year at this point. So I think that's really helped them and everything like that. And then we have a couple different things where our manufacturer has like warranties and things like that. They'll set up for safety. So like if you complete this training program and you do all these things, we have something that will say that your accidents will go down this many percent. So I think that's really beneficial and that'll help you all as well. So a couple other things, we do have a lot of really awesome inventory here in Kearney. We have a couple different locations. We have in Grand Island, Omaha, and here. We have most of our used and rental parts, and trucks here in Kearney. So anything that you would need, particularly in parts that we have here in stock.
Okay, and then is it 3 separate places or do you share inventory?
It is, well, we can share inventory, but we have 3 different areas of inventory. So like Grand Island, yes, yeah, for sure. So, okay. So we talked about ergonomics. So we talked about your turnover rate. Do you think with COVID going on, if COVID were in, do you think your turnover rate is going to change, or do you think that you're still going to have a pretty high turnover rate?
There's always some, and because there's all sorts of levels, probably know what people are coming in and out, what people are trying to remember back to home, we all know that. We have people coming in, what you guys are saying, there's always movement. I would say the COVID thing is just, makes us have to really be smart about what we're doing and making sure that, using some agencies as well. It can be challenging because their level of safety and we can look at other employees out.
Cool. So I think that right now, the biggest value that we can bring you is the training. I mean, depending on what you said about turnover and what you said about COVID and some of the accidents that you talked about, I think the biggest value that we can bring you is our training program. So is there a time that I can bring you and I can kind of present and talk about that training program to you?
What kind of training is this?
This is an operational training. So this is all about safety of material handling and forklift operation.
And what is the cost of it?
So the cost of it is actually kind of specialized in what we can do as a whole. If you don't choose to get anything else other than the training program, then we can bring a price to you next time about that. But if you decide to do some other things after I talk to Jace and all those kind of things, we could bring a better price to you.
Okay, so you wanted to meet with him, do it operational, do kind of a assessment.
Yeah.
You wanted to meet with us again about presenting some safety trainings.
Yes, that's correct.
And what's the time commitment for that? I mean, I've got a lot going on.
No, I understand that. The safety commitment or the safety training would only take like 30 minutes to an hour. And then the time that we would talk to Jace would only take about an hour or so too. So
maybe we could do it over lunch.
that would be great. Cool. Is there a day that we could do that?
Yeah, let's do, today's the 19th, so next week's Thanksgiving, let's do it first week of December.
Okay, December 1st for lunch?
Sure.
Cool. December 1st for lunch. And then I'm going to assume that's 12 o'clock. Perfect. Well, I really appreciate the time that you've taken today, and then I would love to look forward to, or I'd love to see you again.
Sounds good.
Thank you very much. We'll see you. And then I have